All right. My name is Keith, and today I'm going to do a Bible study video. And it's going to be should believers celebrate birthdays? Um, so what I'm going to do is pick out some Bible verses. We're going to read and see if we should actually be observing them. Spoiler alert, that's no. Anyway, first I'm going to start off with John 1:1. I say this in most of my videos because it's real important, and I keep trying to hammer it home. Anyway, like I said, John 1:1, I can recite this verse because it's that important. Anyway, it goes, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." So, God is the Word, okay? So, in order to obey God, you have to obey the Word. That means you have to read the whole entire Bible, You have to follow the entire Bible, all the commandments, all the judgments, all the statutes, especially in the covenant. They're very important. And let's just see what the Word says about birthdays. Now, first, I'm going to go to the Old Testament. We're going to go to the book of Job. Chapter 1, verses 4 through 5. "And his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one on his day being his birthday, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, It may be that my sons have sinned, and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually." So, birthdays, they're celebrating their days, their birthdays as a sin. And Job was trying to atone for the sins of his sons, which is something he can't do. All right, so we got that as the sin in the Old Testament. Now let's turn to John. We're going to chapter 4. And we're going to verse 23 and 24. I've read these quite a few times because they're also important. "For the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth." Okay, so we're created in God's image. If God's a spirit, guess what? We're also spirits. So we're spirits in a meat suit, if you want to, lack of a better description. And, like I said, we're created in his image. So that means we're spiritual beings. So we're going to keep going. We're going to go to Psalm 82. And we read verses 6 and 7. "I have said, Ye are gods, lowercase g, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes." So we are like lesser gods. We're creating God's image. We're lower than him now. You might not think of yourself as a god, but you are a lesser god. So when you're celebrating your birthday, you are violating the first commandment. You're worshiping other gods. You also celebrating pride. And God resisteth the proud. We'll get that a little later on. Next, we're going to read Romans 12:2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. So if the rest of the world is celebrating and observing birthdays, and they're on the wide path to destruction, from Matthew 7:13 and 14. Sorry, I didn't mention those verses, but the world is on the wide path to destruction. They're all celebrating birthdays, and no one thinks there's a problem with it. If you're not supposed to be conformed to what the rest of the world is doing, should you be doing the things that they're doing? My answer would be a resounding no. But anyway, we'll keep going. So I'm going to go to 1 John chapter 2, verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. So, celebrating your birthday, that's, lust of the flesh, It's all about elevating yourself, worshiping yourself, And, the whole day is about me, when it's your birthday. That's the opposite of the Messiah. We'll go on to John chapter 3. Oops. Or John chapter 13, sorry. And we're going to go to verses 4 through 17. He rises from supper and laid aside his garments, and took a towel, and girded himself. After that he poureth the water into a basin, and it began to wash the disciples' feet, and to wipe them with the towel wherewith he was girded. Then cometh he to Simon Peter, and Peter saith unto him, Lord, dost thou wash my feet? Jesus answered and said unto him, What I do thou knowest not now, but thou shalt know hereafter. Peter saith unto him, Thou shalt never wash my feet. Jesus answered him, If I wash thee not, thou hast no part with me. Simon Peter saith unto him, Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head. Jesus saith unto him, He that is washed needeth not save to wash his feet, but it is very clean wit. And ye are clean, but not all. For he knew who should betray him. Therefore he said, Ye are not all clean. So after he had washed their feet, and taken his garments, and was sat down again, he said unto them, Know ye what I have done to you? Ye call me Master and Lord, and ye say, Very well, for so I am. If I then, your Lord Master, have washed your feet, ye also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example, that ye should do as I have done to you. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him. If ye know these things, happy are ye if ye do them. Okay. So the Messiah was humble, washed his disciples' feet. When people celebrate their birthdays, it's all about me. Total opposite. You're supposed to walk as the Messiah. And if you're celebrating your own birthday, or even celebrating someone else, and making the day about them, you're doing the complete opposite. Now we're going to go to Proverbs. And I'm going to chapter 3, verse 34. Oh, sorry. I might have screwed that up. That's not the right verse. Oh, boy. Anyway, I can go to a couple other verses. They'll say the same thing. actually can't quote the verse, so sorry about that. I picked the wrong one. I'm going to go to James 4:6. But he giveth more grace, wherefore he saith, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. So if you're celebrating your birthday and you're making yourself proud and haughty, you think you're getting grace from God, or do you think he's resisting you? I'm going to 1 Peter 5:5. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. All of you, be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility. For God resisteth the proud, and giveth grace to the humble. Yep, shouldn't be elevating yourself. God hates that. Now I'm going to go to Exodus. Going to chapter 20. I'm going to do two sets of 2 verses. I'm going to read Exodus 20, verses 2 and 3. So it says, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. So if you're a lesser god and you're celebrating yourself, you're violating the first commandment. So you're pissing God off. Next, we'll go to Exodus 20, and we'll go to verses 5 and 6. Thou shalt not bow thyself down to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto the thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments. So, if you're going to violate God's commandments, you hate God. He said you hate him. Should you be worshiping yourselves as gods? I want to think on that for a little bit. Next, I'm going to go to John 14:15. I'll just recite this one. It says, if ye love me, keep my commandments. That's the Messiah talking, so includes the 10 commandments. That's all the gospel. I think that's a pretty strong case on why you shouldn't celebrate birthdays. Not to mention it's like a worldly thing, and the first person that did it was Pharaoh in Egypt. But that's something that I would never want to do again. So that's just a short little video, and I hope someone gets something out of it. All praise and glory to the Most High. Amen.